Now practice is over, qualifying awaits. Welcome along from Portugal and the fearsome Portimao. Time to light up those timesheets and see who can take pole today.
Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to my F1 24 career mode. We are in the last 3 races of this Season 3 campaign. We're at Portimao for the Portuguese Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last instalment, do be sure to check that one out before you see this one. And furthermore, if you have missed a couple or more instalments and you want to catch up, there is a playlist on the channel, F1 24 Career Mode. Well, here we are, the final 3 races. Can we clinch the World Championship? We are looking good at the moment, but as you know in F1, things can change in a heartbeat, so not taking anything for granted at the moment, but so far so good in Q1, topping the timesheets. However, Albon, Ocon, Sainz, Guan Yu and Pourchaire are all heading for an early bath after the first part of qualifying. Q2, it's starting to cloud over. I'm not sure if there's going to be any rain, but we've actually got a couple of drops falling on the camera lens there, so we have got a bit of rain for Q2. I've also hit one of the curbs too hard and damaged the floor just a little bit. So that's a lot less than ideal. But as we go around the sweeping final corner onto the straight, have we set a time good enough for Q2? Oh, we have, but it's not brilliant. But also, Leclerc, Verstappen, surprisingly dropping out of Q2, so they didn't get their laps in time before the rain came. And Q3, well, the rain has well and truly turned up, and we've gone on to full wet tyres. Now, I feel like we probably could have done this on intermediate, so I'm not quite sure why we're on full wets. It doesn't look particularly wet. It's actually brightening up as well. I feel like intermediates might have been the way to go here as we complete our lap. Is it going to be good? I think the rest of the pack are on wets anyway, so it doesn't particularly matter as we head round the final corner. What's the time going to be? It's good enough for P4 then, so it's P4 on the grid for this Portuguese Grand Prix. Lando Norris grabbing pole over Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso completing the top 3 on the grid. And look at Pierre Gasly up there too.
The Formula One circus has made its way to the southern coast of Portugal this week and is preparing for what I think will be a terrific race here in Portimao. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday and he'll start from pole position. And Fernando Alonso completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sunshine, Gasly, Russell, Oscar Piastri, Hülkenberg, Stroll, Perez, Leclerc, Hamilton, Magnussen, Behrman, Albon, Ocon, Sainz, Joe, Teo Pourchaire, Verstappen and Yuki Tsunoda. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
33 laps ahead here at Portimao. What will we see in this Grand Prix? We are underway and I've really bogged down off that start. Look at Fernando Alonso. He's got a great start. He goes into P1, but it's Nico Hülkenberg in the Haas who gets up to P4 with an absolute flyer. Hülkenberg in P4, that was such a good start. Hülkenberg absolutely nailing that start there. We're down to P5, and here we are heading round to the left-hand hairpin for the first time. It's Alonso, Norris, Russell, Hülkenberg and myself, and we've got a great run out of air, which is allowing me a little look at Hülkenberg round the outside. Not able to take it just yet. and we slot into P5. Gasly is 6th from Piastri, running in P7 at this time, as we head round to complete the first lap of this roller coaster circuit in Portimao. Yeah, I do nickname it the roller coaster because of how many elevation changes and rises and drops there are around here. It is like a roller coaster, and we're now attacking Nico Hülkenberg for P4. Hülkenberg defends the inside, but I'm going to take it round the outside and move myself up into P4, and my next target is George Russell in P3. Just settling down into the rhythm of this race now. We're on lap 3 of 33. Just thinking about my strategy here. I'm on mediums, Norris is on soft, so I might catch him near the end of his stint, but that's when I'm going to need to get past him and make the difference, because I'm going to be going on to hards with Norris on mediums, so we're going to be quicker towards the end of stints, but at the beginning of stints we're going to lose time. So I don't know how this is all going to shake out, but the fact that there's different strategies afoot is definitely going to keep this one interesting. Lap 4, catching George Russell just a little bit, but Lando Norris at the moment using the advantage of those softer tyres, and he's getting ever closer to Fernando Alonso. Meanwhile, this is Pierre Gasly overtaking Nico Hülkenberg for P5, so Gasly gets ahead of the Haas, and he's got a train of cars behind him. We've got Piastri, Stroll, Leclerc, and I think that's Verstappen, and we've also got an Alpine slowing down. Is that Zhou or is that Gasly? I think that might be Zhou dropping out of the race. Yes, that is Zhou, because Gasly still in P5, but the front four have built quite a substantial gap now to Pierre Gasly, and I'm now very much within that 1 second DRS zone, so I'm able to start attacking George Russell. Here we go, Russell defends. I try to go for the outside, but Russell has defended that well, and we're going to take a cheeky dive down the inside of the right-hander there. Russell is still on the left, we're still on the right, and we bang wheels. I've gone off the track. Russell back, keeping it on the track, keeping the position. There's going to be another look round the outside here, but George Russell has got that covered. Can we up and under him on the exit? No, Russell's got a very decent exit and holds on to P3 as we head up the hill, round the right-hander before the big drop here. Oh, it makes your stomach go just watching it, doesn't it? Lap 9 out of 33. We're closer to Russell this time, and we're preparing for another attack down the straight. Here we go. Drain the battery. DRS activated. Are we going to get close enough to have an overtake done this time? Yes, we are. We dummy Russell to the inside, and then we sweep round the outside, moving up into P3, and that gets us into the podium positions, though we lost the rear a little bit there. That might allow George Russell a little look as we come down the little straight here, but I don't think he's going to catch it off. Meanwhile, Alonso and Norris are still very much nose to tail. Lando Norris not really able to get past the Aston Martin, and on lap 14 Norris has made his tyres last really well here, because we've caught up with him, but the softs I think are just starting to feel their age a bit as we catch up to Lando Norris. Alonso I think has made a pit stop, and look how much closer to Norris we're getting by the end of the lap. And apparently we've hit our target, so that's good going as well. Right, are we going to be able to attack Lando Norris here? Heading round the sweeping right, and Norris actually pulls into the pits. I've got a nice bit of DRS down this straight, but I'm going to have to pit soon to try and cover Norris if we're going to have any chance of getting ahead. Oh, that was not what we want to do there. And we do end up holding it out another couple of laps, because I thought instead of pitting that lap, let's hope for a safety car by lap 17. It didn't materialise, unfortunately, for us. In fact, safety cars around Portimao are quite rare, apart from that one race I did where we had something like 2 red flags in the first 10 laps. That was mental. I can't remember which career mode that was. I will have to go back and check it out. But out of the pits we go. 2.5 seconds. Alonso retakes the lead. Norris is going to retake second. And we're going to come out of the pits in P3 with George Russell right behind us. So we're about 6 seconds behind Norris and a further couple behind Alonso. So let's see what we can make up, if we can make up anything. If we do, it'll be towards the end of the stint. I hope we don't lose too much time, otherwise it's going to be a very long 16 laps just driving by myself. This is Lando Norris and he's going for the lead on Fernando Alonso. Is he going to be able to take the lead from the Aston Martin? Norris to the outside. Norris sweeping round Fernando Alonso and taking the lead of this Portuguese Grand Prix. Alonso dropping to P2. And we're watching Charles Leclerc, I think, making a move on Lance Stroll. And Stroll dropping down to P5. Leclerc moving the Ferrari into a podium. So what's happened to George Russell? He's nowhere in this phase of the race. Stroll on their medium tyres, though, which are beginning to wear. We have caught up Fernando Alonso a little bit, but Lando Norris simply untouchable in the second phase of this Grand Prix. And it has just been extremely uneventful from my end for those 16 laps. And I'll be honest, the circuit just doesn't really throw up good races, does it? So I think we'll give it one more chance in next season's career mode. But if it doesn't produce a good race, we will bin it from all future career modes, as it doesn't work out in retrospect of having a great race. But it's still P3. We're still on the podium. Lando Norris taking the win. Fernando Alonso will take second. And we will grab P3. Leclerc will grab P4 in a fastest lap. So that's a shot in the arm for his season. And Stroll will grab P5. Solid drive all round. P3. I'm not too unhappy with that.
Lando Norris, take a bow at last. A winner in Formula One.
And they led every single lap of the race. It was a light to flag victory, and that is total dominance.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be McLaren picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out. Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
I'll be honest, I nearly ended up falling asleep in them last 16 laps. But Lando Norris takes the win. Fernando Alonso is second. We take third. Leclerc's fourth. Stroll fifth. Gasly sixth. Piastri, Hamilton, Perez and Hulkenberg rounding out the top 10. Russell just falling down the field, so he must have had some kind of car issue, because George, well, he like I said, he just tumbled down the field, didn't he? But it's a podium for us, and I definitely feel like we maximised the points today and grabbed literally whatever we could. So I feel like there was nothing left on the table, and it's still P3, it's still 15 points, and the gap is 24 points. Heading into Qatar and Abu Dhabi. So we can wrap it up in Qatar by finishing ahead of Lando Norris. It's not entirely unfeasible, but there are a lot of points on offer in Qatar as it's a sprint weekend. But at the moment, it's looking good. And I think we're going to try and aim to wrap up the championship in Qatar. Verstappen is third. He's 34 points off. He still has an outside chance of it. So again, we need to make sure we're finishing ahead of Norris and Verstappen. And in the Constructors' Championship, well, I think we've got that practically in the bag at this stage. Well, thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode. As always, please don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button if you're new here and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, I have been Joe, TTFN, ta-ta for now, take care, and I'll see you all very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.